Thank you for the visit. Sci-Q is science made simple for the rest of us. Enjoy. Many times when we think of spiritualism, images of snaggle-toothed old ladies bent over a crystal ball or mysterious gypsies traveling around the country reading palms for a quarter come to mind. However, that kind of thinking may very well be selling spiritualism short, as it is a very diverse ideology, closely connected to other faiths and beliefs common to most people. Spiritualism is the belief that the spirits of the dead have both the ability and the inclination to communicate with the living. The afterlife, or the spirit world, is seen by spiritualists not as a static place, but as one in which spirits continue to evolve. Belief that contact with spirits is possible and that spirits are more advanced than humans leads spiritualists to also believe that spirits are capable of providing useful knowledge about moral and ethical issues. Some spiritualists will speak of a concept which they refer to as spirit guides, specific spirits, often contacted, who are relied upon for spiritual guidance. Spiritualists believe in the possibility of communication with the spirits of dead people, whom they regard as discarnate humans. They believe that spirit mediums are gifted to carry on such communication, but that anyone may become a medium through study and practice. They believe that spirits are capable of growth and perfection. As spiritualism emerged in a Protestant Christian environment, it acquired features in common with Protestantism, ranging from its moral system to practices such as Sunday services and the singing of hymns. There are quite a number of spiritualist churches which are explicitly Christian in theology. The majority of the followers of Islam believe in the existence of spirits as a fundamental aspect of their religion. However, these spirits are not those of humans, but of a third sapient creation said to be made by God called the jinn. Jinn are spirits made from smokeless fire, in a realm not visible to the eyes of people, who are also subject to follow the laws of God. Spiritualism developed and reached its peak growth in membership from the 1840s to the 1920s, especially in English-speaking countries. By 1897, spiritualism was said to have more than 8 million followers in the United States and Europe, mostly drawn from the middle and upper classes. Spiritualists often set March 31, 1848, as the beginning of their movement. On that date, Kate and Margaret Fox, of Hydesville, New York, reported that they had made contact with a spirit. The spirit was said to have communicated through rapping noises, audible to onlookers. The evidence of the senses appealed to practical-minded Americans, and the Fox sisters became a sensation. Amy and Isaac Post, Hicksite Quakers from Rochester, New York, had long been acquainted with the Fox family and took the two girls into their home in the late spring of 1848. Immediately convinced of the veracity of the sisters' communications, they became early converts and introduced the young mediums to their circle of radical Quaker friends. In the years following the sensation that greeted the Fox sisters, demonstrations of mediumship proved to be a profitable venture and soon became popular forms of entertainment and spiritual catharsis. The Fox sisters were to earn a living this way and others would follow their lead. The movement quickly spread throughout the world, though only in the United Kingdom did it become as widespread as in the United States. Spiritualist organizations were formed in America and Europe, such as the London Spiritualist Alliance, which published a newspaper called The Light, featuring articles such as Evenings at Home and Spiritual Seance, Ghosts in Africa and Chronicles of Spirit Photography, advertisements for mesmerists and patent medicines, and letters from readers about personal contact with ghosts. In Britain, by 1853, invitations to tea among the prosperous and fashionable often included table turning, a type of seance in which spirits were said to communicate with people seated around a table by tilting and rotating the table. A number of spiritualist periodicals appeared in the 19th century, and these did much to hold the movement together. Among the most important were the Banner of Light, Boston, the Religio-Philosophical Journal, Chicago, Mind and Matter, Philadelphia, the Spiritualist, London, and the Medium, London. By 1880, there were about 36 monthly spiritualist periodicals published around the world. Books on the supernatural were published for the growing middle class, such as 1852's Mysteries by Charles Eliot, which contained sketches of spirits and spiritual things, including accounts of the Salem witch trials, the Cock Lane ghost, and the Rochester rappings. The Night Side of Nature by Catherine Crowe, published in 1853, provided definitions and accounts of wraiths, apparitions, and haunted houses. Diversity of belief among organized spiritualists has led to a few schisms, the most notable occurring in the UK in 1957 between those who held the movement to be a religion and a minority who held it to be a denomination within Christianity. It has been said that spiritualism is a common-sense religion, one of knowing and living. They accept all truths and endeavor to prove their validity. Truths are found in nature, in other religions, in writings, in science, in philosophy, in divine law, and are received through spirit communication. Spiritualists believe that God or infinite intelligence is all that is, expressing through all creation by love, light, and law. Humanity, the most complex of life on earth, reaches this divine source through prayer, meditation, listening to inner awareness, and service. Spiritualism teaches that through the law of action and reaction or cause and effect we take control of our lives as we control our thoughts. Positive thinking leads to happiness and assists the individual to grow. Spiritualism encourages growth of loving consciousness in the physical world, not only for the immediate benefits, but also the future rewards in the spiritual dimension. The law of continuity and the law of attraction teach that as within, so without. As above, so below. A soul arriving in the next plane of existence will find they take their consciousness with them and will be in the company of like-minded entities. Most spiritualists believe that life is continuous, that consciousness never dies, for it is part of God and the infinite is forever. Upon the cessation of the physical housing, the spirit graduates to the next plane of existence. This plane is similar to our earthly plane, but at a higher rate of vibration and luminosity. One method of service in spirit is to communicate, assist, and help illuminate those that are living on the earth plane. Mediums in the spirit world and mediums in the physical world adjust their vibrations to enable communications between the two planes of existence. Spiritualists endeavor to demonstrate that there is no death and that there are no dead. Modern spiritualists believe that all flows according to natural law. Where the ancients believed in the supernatural, miracles and magic, punishment and rewards, modern spiritualists believe in the natural, God's laws, growth, and love. They are a truth-seeking religion that incorporates science and testing as a part of their philosophy. The religion of spiritualism encourages all humankind to learn and practice living in accordance with God's laws. Spiritual healing, recognized in many ancient religions, has been a principle of spiritualism since its beginning. Today, on a national basis, evidence is growing in the medical community of the importance of spiritual healing to the cure of the individual in need. Evidence is growing that the whole person needs treatment, not just the illness. A spiritualist healer works with the spirit, mind, emotions, and the body of the recipient. A spiritualist healer is aware that once stress is removed from the mind and emotions, the body will respond naturally. This brings about holistic healing in the patient. Spiritualism follows many religious teachings, such as Confucianism, what you don't want done to yourself, don't do to others. Buddhism, hurt not others with that which pains thyself. Jainism, in happiness and suffering, in joy and grief, we should regard all creatures as we regard our own self. Zoroastrianism, do not unto others all that which is not well for oneself. Classical paganism, may I do to others as I would that they should do unto me. Hinduism, do not to others which, if done to thee, would cause thee pain. Judaism, what is hateful to yourself, don't do to your fellow man. Christianity, whatsoever ye would that man should do to you, do ye even so to them. Sikhism, treat others as thou wouldst be treated thyself. Belief in some sort of life beyond death has been the story of humans since the beginnings of recorded history. Spiritualism is a part of that story. So who's to judge? Spiritualism has as much of a right in the evolution of humankind as any other ideology. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, share and leave your comments below. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more releases from PsyQ.